Start now. Sam.
Good morning, everyone. I would.
I guess more the resolution.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to say 1000, which is good morning in Chinese, Hakka. So, what are some of the things you see on the screen? Like you can just say noodles, bamboo, drumsticks, and what are some of the things you can associate it with us? Chopsticks, Chinese, anything else? Spicy, dragon, sure, sweet and sour, bell pepper. Okay. So yeah, so my topic, which I would like to associate it with all the three pictures, is chopsticks. So chopsticks, you use it to have noodles. It's made of bamboo, and also it looks similar to a drumstick, but a bigger version. The chopsticks. So and how to. So in this session, I would at the end eventually I would teach you how to use the chopstick. So chop your worries away and stick with it. So the objective is at the end of the session, the class will be able to learn how to use a chopstick. So some of the facts before we dive into the actual introduction. Using chopsticks involves 30 joints, 50 muscles in the fingers, wrist, arm, shoulder, as well as thousands of nerves. So practically when you're using a chopstick, it takes a lot of nerves, joints, muscles to efforts to practically do it. China uses 45 billion chopsticks per year. So that's a lot. That's a lot. Chopsticks should not be left vertically stuck in a bowl of rice because it resembles the ritual of incense burning. So basically, some people might tell you that it's not polite, or it's not polite to actually like put the chopsticks stuck vertically in a bowl. It can be rice, it can be noodles, because it symbolizes the ritual of incense burning, which we do while we're offering to the dead. So it seems like you're offering to a dead person. And the fear of chopsticks is called such a long name. Taliophobia. The fear of chopsticks. So it's really unique to see like some people would also be afraid of chopsticks. So the origin. So the English word chopsticks may have been derived from the Chinese pidgin English, in which chop chop means quickly. So when in movies you might have seen like when the parents will chop chop, so it means to do quickly. So as a result, it may have been derived from that word to eat it quickly, as we might associate it with people eating it quickly with a chopstick. They are kitchen or eating utensils that are shaped pairs. They always comes in pairs. You can't have it with 3, 4, or even 1 of equal length. You can't be having two unequal lengths of chopsticks. You can't have. And they are predominantly used in East Asia, which includes in Malays, in Vietnamese, in Japanese, Korean, Chinese, and also in ethnic Indian cuisine as well. So, and they are generally used only to consume noodles, which we might associate it with generally, but they also use to have everything. Like people use them people use the chopsticks to have everything. So instead of a spoon or a fork or a knife, they have only chopsticks, and they can have it practically with everything, which you might seem to think that it's impossible to have rice with chopsticks, but it's very possible. The types. So as you can see, so what do you think are the different types of chopsticks? Anyone?
Like the ones you use for cooking, the long ones.
Cooking and
there are like different materials used, like
materials, yeah, metals, disposable, eco-friendly, non-disposable, reusable, which you can just wash it and reuse
It's a
again. Lens and
designs.
design. Yeah. So the first one, according to nature, nature of the material can be either bamboo, plastic, wood, stainless steel, and these are the major ones. According to source, so the major different categories of chopsticks are divided into Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. So as you can see in the picture, the pictures below, so Chinese, Japanese, Korean. So there are some differences between them as well. So as you can, it might not be very clear, but I'll explain it a bit. So the Chinese chopsticks, they tend to be generally of wooden. They are a bit longer than Japanese and Korean. They are longer and the ends are either rounded or blunt. The Japanese chopsticks. The Japanese chopsticks, as you can see, they are a bit shorter and also they are pointy towards the edge. Because the Japanese people tend to regularly have fish, and as a result they need to pick out the bones from the fish and eat it, so that's why the pointy edges help them. And Korean chopsticks, they tend to be a bit also short as well, and they tend to be of metal, like stainless steel. And the last one, according to use, as we said, cooking and eating. So cooking, we have the generally, if you might have seen, we have the longer ones which are used to actually like when foods are frying, so you need to take it out. And eating, so which we generally see. So how to use the chopsticks? So you might have experienced it with chopsticks, or you might have some stories if you would like to share. That embarrassing moments or stuff like that. So like where you have had problem how to use a chopstick. So anyone does? How many of you know how to use a chopstick? Not properly. Okay, you have to think first. And so there are moments like in movies also they've exaggerated it, like people, they have two chopsticks, they're holding two different hands and they're just holding it and they're just picking it up. So they've shown like many ways how some people might also use that way. But the actual way I would like to show you is if I should have the. Although these are not actual chopsticks, they are a bit longer, but as I'm sorry I could not bring everyone a pair of chopsticks, but you can do it, actually practice it with two pens if you would like to take it out. Everyone? So two pens. Okay. So if it's a thinner pen, it will be more appropriate and easy to use. But okay, anyways. So the first step. Huh? Okay, and that's it. Okay. The first. So hold your dominant hand as though you are going to shake someone's hand. So your dominant hand, either you're a righty or a lefty, you're going to shake someone's hand. So first step. Second step. Put the first chopstick under your thumb, resting it on the palm. So the first pen in your case, resting it on the palm. Everyone can see?
Yes.
Resting on the palm. Below the thumb. The first one. Okay? The next one. Hold the second stick between your thumb and forefinger. So now hold the second one, just keep it in between these two, the thumb and the forefinger. Between the thumb, forefinger and the index finger. Thumb and index finger. Just hold it for now. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. The next step. Bend your middle ring and little finger and tuck all of them under the lower chopstick. Now this part is important, as you can see these three will be under this. Will be under the lower stick.
The lower stick will be under this.
Yeah, you're doing it correct. Anyone the 3 fingers will be under the lower stick.
Zhong, I got it now.
Will be under the lower stick. These 3 are to basically balance it. Balance to keep it steady. Does not move. These 3 fingers closely.
How to
Yeah, wait. First, these 3 fingers, everyone got it?
Yeah.
Under the lower one. And the last step, move the top stick by moving the 4 fingers. So basically, now just to move it, the index finger will move. So as you can see, only my index finger is moving, and nothing else. It might be complicated, yeah, to some of y'all.
What? Sarko noodles.
Or you might get the gist of it.
I'm still not figured out.
I can never get it, so I never use it. No, I've learned so many times, it doesn't fit into my hand.
Not teaching it.
So yeah, everyone got it?
Yeah.
So the first under your thumb, second one between your thumb and 4 finger. These 3 fingers to balance it out, to keep it steady, to balance it out, and only the index finger will.
The muscles are actually being
Yeah. 30 joints and 50 muscles. Yeah. So and with practice, with eventual practice, you get to you'll actually, although some people might be just showing it, but actually may not be able to lift it up. But that's still good. But still, with eventual practice, you'll eventually get to learn how to actually pick it up. And if your interest is there. Yeah. So yeah. Thank you.
Any feedback for him?
It was a great session. We learned something which we were trying to learn from our childhood. Still, we need a lot of practice. Thank you so much.
Song, a very appropriate topic. As he already said, people need to use it, and I'm one of them. I can never use the chopsticks correctly, so I don't even try. I always look for the fork. Even if it is not there, I ask them to give me a fork. The intro was very nice, well explained. Your slides were very nice. What's in it for me was explained well. Very, very informative. In fact, you gave a lot more information about chopsticks than just this part. So many things we learned for the first time. One suggestion, reading from the projection was there. So this has to be concentrated. And for the class, while he is there, please learn how to use the chopsticks, and I'm also going to do that. I shall do that as well.